What's good, family? This is Aaron Johnson checking in, and I really wanted to talk a little bit about today. Two quotes that I came across. One of them is "Growth is the only evidence of life" by John Henry Newman, and the other one is "Growth demands a temporary surrender of security" by John Maxwell. And it's weird that I came across these quotes back to back, and they kind of made a lot of sense for me. But before I kind of explain that or what I took from it, I really got it from my wife. Most mornings my wife places inspirational quotes around the house in areas that she knows that I'm going to come into contact with when I'm getting ready for work, because our lives are so busy right now with the whole house and school essentially at the same time. Things get hectic and sometimes overwhelming. So because family is paramount to me, I'm kind of like obsessive about it in my life. I'm constantly trying to figure out how I can create more opportunities. What more can I do for my this family unit of mine? And in other words, I'm never satisfied with what I've done. It's always kind of like, what can I do next? I'm always trying to figure out the next step. So my wife, because she understands me, she's like an all-purpose kind of like soldier, where she always tries to calm my spirit and play the support role for me as I do for her. And sometimes, these quotes are really, really come in handy. And one day, I don't even think she knew, that these quotes kind of would speak to me that the way that they did. But these quotes, they provide me with the opportunities to kind of shift my perspective and think about things a little differently. So it was weird that I got them at the same time. And what I got from the quotes is that, like, everybody needs to grow. We all need to grow. As human beings, we need to be in a constant state of growth, especially in our community. And it doesn't matter what the rate is. It doesn't matter, how slow or fast it's happening. The fact of the matter is that it needs to happen. And broadening our mental acuity, our capacity to critically analyze the world around us, is essential, even if the growth is antithetical to our old positions or our old perceptions or our old ideologies. Our growth requires us to really be uncomfortable sometimes, to be in uncomfortable spaces and sometimes in a state of flux while kind of undergoing this maturation process. So when I'm thinking about this stuff, I'm like, it's like it's weird because just being on here and engaging with the many, many people that I engage with, these thousands of individuals in cyberspace, if you will, it's caused me to have to grow. And your intelligence and your challenges and your flat out disagreements, some of the disrespect, have led me to really kind of understand topics in a broader way, a broader context. Even if it's a context that I don't necessarily agree with, I can still get on your square and understand it from that position. Some folks, when they come on and they're just being disrespectful, I just kind of disregard them, or I do sometimes engage negatively. However, most of the positions and most of the different perspectives causes me to kind of sit back and think about it, and causes me to either strengthen my position and or what I think about, or think about it differently from a different perspective. So my position can be from it could be something to where I really am strong on it and I don't want to move off of my square, and then somebody may say something that really kind of puts things into a different perspective, a different light for me, and I would actually engage with those folks, kind of like whatever you guys put the comments, I'll engage in with that because it's something that really piqued my interest. So it's really it's cool. Like, it's weird. I didn't expect to get this kind of engagement from starting to post videos. When Dr. Watkins asked me if I wanted to post videos, I didn't expect that kind of engagement at all. But sometimes further explanation is needed for us to truly understand what what I've said. Further information is needed for me to give to you from a position if you don't quite understand, or if you think you understand and I didn't explain it quite further far enough. And same thing, vice versa. If something that you said that I took the wrong way and I didn't quite understand, getting on here and actually discussing these positions actually, it leads to growth in all of us, I believe. So whether you've said something for me that has helped me grow, whether I've said something to you that has helped you grow, I think this is what the process that we need in our communities, this constant state of growth, listening to the other perspectives that people have, and you don't have to agree with them. However, you can challenge them in a really, it's like a cathartic way. It's also a growth-based way. You're challenging them so that they can strengthen their position and argue and debate so that they can either inform or enlighten, or they can lose the debate and they can be enlightened or informed from you. And I think that's what we constantly need in our communities right now. We can't get caught up in the old stale, too stale ideas. I like reminiscing. I like going back to the past and looking at these strong figures in our history that help inform our positions today. However, we have to take them, apply them, and then further them. Like I always keep asking in certain videos, I say, what's next? What do we do now? What's the next step for us? So I just wanted to kind of check in with that. Nothing really, I didn't have anything politically to say, politically charged or racially charged or anything like that. I was just thinking about this concept of growth and how we constantly need to engage one another in the productive way so that we can grow productively. This is Aaron Johnson signing in today. Don't forget to leave comments, agree, disagree, do whatever you feel you need to do. Peace.